Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Tyvis Powell, Jason Lloyd. Plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey, the Cavs found a way to win one against the Boston Celtics.
Go.
What a game last night. We're going to dive into that and so much more. Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Thanks for spending time with us. I'm Jay Crawford. Here's a question we're going to answer later. Are NFL's players better equipped to have success in the NBA, or is it the other way around? NBA players would have more success in the NFL. Fascinating debate. We'll get into that.
I'm Adam the Bull, and a closer has not won the Cy Young Award in over 20 years. Can the great Emmanuel Clase end that streak? We'll get into that as well. G.
I'm G. Bush, the Duke of Knee-Jerk. Rookie minicamps is coming up, and I might give you a couple guys I'm looking at, even though it don't count. We all know that. McNuggets.
Yeah, I'm Mikey McNuggets, and the Cavs won Game 2, Game 3 Saturday night in Cleveland, and the atmosphere is going to be electric. But how much of a difference does the home court actually make for the Cavs in the final score? We'll tell you coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, a lot to get to. Boy, that win last night was something. I'm going to quickly give you my impression of Cavs fans last night while they were watching the game. What? In a good way.
What team is this?
In a good way. Because that was also my impression of Cavs fans watching Game 1 in a bad way.
Yes.
They pulled it off. They win by 24 points. And now here's the big question moving forward. The Cavs are technically in the driver's seat, even though they're still not favored by Vegas to win the series. If they win at home, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I have to repeat that because I can't even believe that. If they win their home games, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. The question is, do you think they have a legitimate shot now, Bull, to win the Eastern Conference semifinals?
How are you defining a legitimate shot? Percentage chance?
Better chance that they win it than not.
No, I don't think it's better than 50% chance they win this series. I hope it's better than a 50% chance, but no. Yesterday I thought they had zero chance, and obviously I don't feel that way anymore. I was stunned by how well they played. I never expected them to play that well at home against the Celtics, let alone on the road. I was so impressed and so happy, and it was a ton of fun, and I'm hoping that they can repeat it and play great again. And you're right, if they at this point all they have to do I say all like it's not that much, it is. All they have to do is win their home games, but no, I don't think there's a better than 50% chance. I don't think they have a great chance of winning the series.
G?
I hope I'm wrong.
You know, I'm the leader of the Kool-Aid Mafia, and we really ain't put the sugar in the Kool-Aid yet, right? It's still a little bitter.
It's terrible. Kool-Aid's terrible without sugar.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, it gets you to believe it's really good when you look at it, but when you taste it, it ain't got no sugar, it's a problem. The Cavs need to win Game 3, and then I'll drink the Kool-Aid because it got a little sugar in it. Listen, they came out, and I think they surprised a lot of people. I think the game plan was surprisingly good. I thought the rotations were surprisingly good by JB. That's what he struggled at. I thought you got some contributions from Karis LeVert that I think really propels you. One of the guys who's not really necessarily all-star, 21 points. Also, you look at Tristan Thompson. He turned back the hands of time, and came in and gave him some really big, strong minutes. And then, of course, you have Donovan Mitchell, who's been carrying the load for this team the whole year. I think they got about a 35% chance of winning this series. I think that number goes up dramatically if they can win Game 3 at home. They still need to win Game 4. If they win Game 3, I'll move it up to a 50-50 proposition.
Yeah, I'm not to 50% yet. I'm probably in the 30 to 35% range. I remember, because it was only 2 weeks ago, what happened when Miami beat Boston, not even 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And everybody thought, Miami's going to do it again. And Boston said, no, you're not. And they quickly knocked Miami right back into the golf course. So for me, what will I need to see? I need to see wins in Games 3 and 4. If they do that, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Short of that, I don't see how they get it done. Here's the fact of the matter is that in 41 games at the Garden this year, the Celtics lost 4. In 41 games. The Cavs have to beat them 4 times in 7. Now, I know that they get 2 at home, 3 at home if it goes that far. But I still don't see how it happens. I'm with you. I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid until the sugar's in the bowl. And once the sugar goes in, I'll take a sip. Other than that, no. Now, as we move forward and we look at what's going to happen for Game 3, obviously, I thought what the Cavs did was they withstood the Celtics' first punch. A lot of times when you're on the road and you find yourself down 9, 4 minutes in and you're using a timeout, that ain't going to end well.
Nope. Especially coming off the first game lost, the way they got humiliated.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the crowd was amped, and the Cavs did something that's very difficult to do in the NBA playoffs. They withstood that first punch, and then they counterpunched and never took another blow. They came back, they took a lead, they stretched the lead, they maintained the lead, they stretched the lead again. If all the starters would have gone the whole game, they could have won by 35 points. So that's really difficult to do. What the Cavs have to do in Game 3 is come home and use the energy of the crowd for the whole 48, not just for the first 5 minutes. Because Boston can snatch that away from the crowd too. So use the same formula. Get ahead, use the crowd, stay ahead, go up 2-1.
And the average fan is going to be more optimistic because you want to be. Even though we're all saying, we don't think there's a 50% chance of them winning this series, if we're at the game as a fan, you're going to feel in that moment, well, that doesn't matter. Whatever percentage I think they're going to win, it doesn't matter.
You're right.
The facts are it's 1-1. And if we win this game, we're closer to winning this series. So as a fan, there's a huge difference in this game Saturday night with the fact that this series is 1-1 versus 2-0. Because if it was 2-0 Boston, I don't think the energy would be there. Certainly not going into the game at 1. But at 1-1, it feels realistic. It doesn't feel impossible that the Cavs
It's a lot more tangible.
Now, in going into this game, you feel like it's a 50-50 proposition that they can win this game. If you're down 0-2, I don't pick the Cavs are going to win both games at home. Right now, guys are going to be super excited to be back in front of the fans. And we forget, the Cavs, I think Richard Jefferson did a really good job of explaining it. The Cavs have a really nice home court advantage. He said it was one of the loudest buildings he played in during that run with LeBron. So, the Cavs aren't really supposed to be in this dogfight, so to speak. And I think the crowd will propel them. And if I had to go on record, I think the Cavs will win Game 3. Way too early, but I think they'll win Game 3.
They're still a significant underdog, even at home, at 7.5 right now.
Yeah.
They were 13.5 last night. What was that stat, Mike, about teams that are 13.5-point dogs?
No, the Celtics. This is the first time. It's the first time an NBA playoff team ever won a game by 24 when they were a double-digit dog, right?
Yeah, it was the largest margin of victory for any team that entered the game as a double-digit underdog. So,
which is crazy. In the history of the
Incredible
NBA, that's amazing.
By the way, you mentioned Richard Jefferson. I thought he did a great job.
He's great.
I think he's
solid.
They're a
So
good
did Brian
team.
Rucco on play-by-play.
Rucco's excellent.
He did a really nice job. That's
He
a
and
good
Jefferson
team.
do a good work. What's her name? On the sidelines is good. Cassidy.
Cassidy
Leslie
Hubbard.
Hubbard does a really
Yeah.
good
It's a
job.
nice team they got
It's a good
there.
broadcast.
Good, very good. I like
We're
it.
going to move on in one sec, Jay, but let's put our money where our mouth is. Picks for Game 3 at home, 8:30, ABC. Crazy home crowd. You picking the Celtics? You picking the Cavaliers?
Again, I say what I think, not what I want. I think the Celtics bounce back.
I know. I want to say the Cavs too, but I'm going to take.
I
the
just
Celtics.
can't get there.
I know.
I think the Cavs win Game 3. The biggest one, the uphill battle, is Game 4. If the Cavs do go up 2-1, Boston's going to come in like a wounded animal.
Well, because they can't go down 3-1.
That
won't end well.
To scrap and fight for everything they get. So I think Game 3 is the game to get. And Game 4 is going to be a dogfight if they do get Game 4.
Celtics out-hustled the Cavs in Game 1. The Cavs out-hustled the Celtics in Game 2.
Yes,
It'll be
I agree.
fascinating to see in Game 3 who's the
We were
better
talking
hustling
about
team.
prospective changes if the Cavs lose in the first round and maybe even in the second round.
Yeah.
If the Celtics do this again, and by that I mean
Oh, yeah.
make it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight year, losing to an underdog, there's going to be big changes coming. Big
no
changes
doubt,
coming.
yeah.
All right, let's flip the script. Let's talk about football. Rookie camps on the horizon. Who are you most excited to see?
G, how about you?
Man, listen, I want to see. I've been consistent. You know, when I'm doing the Ultimate Browns, I'm always previewing and seeing what these guys. I like Jamari Thrash. I want to see what he got. A lot of people wanted to get a receiver. A lot of people wanted to get a receiver where they took Mike Hall or Zak Zinter. To me, Jamari Thrash is a guy that, you know, in rookie minicamps, those are the guys being skill positions, they stand out the most. Like Mike Hall Jr., what he's going to do.
What are you going to see?
You on the bags, what we doing? Zak Zinter, you don't even know if he, like, guys don't even know if
How do you judge
regular
in
offensive
minicamp,
linemen
you
are
know?
good, right? They don't even know. People don't know if Joe Batonio is good. They just be like, he be up there and he don't hold nobody, so I guess he's good. So, no, I think Thrash is the dude, like, that you know, will have the most splash capabilities. Yeah. And so I'm interested to see what he is.
I'm most excited because I think he's going to be there to see Cade York. He's back. I know he's not a rookie, but I think he's got to be a rookie minicamp. I mean,
That
he's
doesn't
battling for a
count.
roster spot. No, I mean, Thrash is the answer because the other guys are, you know, not skill position players.
How do you grade them?
I mean, I don't even know you really get much out of a wide receiver
Right.
You can
in
see
a
his
rookie
routes.
minicamp.
You can see his hands.
Yeah, you want to see him out there. He was talking today. He was talking about how he thinks he's a good route runner. And, you know, I mean, the Browns have had bad luck drafting wide receivers. Maybe especially third-round picks. Well, they drafted this guy later. Maybe they'll get surprised the other way, and he'll end up being a solid contributor.
Is it luck or skill?
That they've had bad luck?
Yes.
Well,
you know, if it's one, then it's luck.
Right.
But when there's a pattern, then that becomes a problem at assessing the position and that skill set.
I guess you want to blame the. They're not blaming the position coach because the wide receiver coach is the only one that's not changed.
In the words of Jason Lloyd, drafting receivers is not their thing.
No, it's definitely not
Much
their
more
thing.
Hasn't been.
Particularly in the third round. You mentioned that he's a little, Thrash is the only answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at everybody that's going to be there, and I'm like, and part two of that question is, do you really learn anything from minicamp?
I don't
And my
think
answer
so.
is a definitive no, you don't. You remember the narrative last year after day one of minicamp? Oh, DeJuan Jones, why did they draft this guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's a pig. He was throwing up.
He wasn't
after
in shape.
sprints. He was not in shape.
Yeah.
He's not taking this thing seriously.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just one writer. The narrative was, oh, DeJuan Jones is a miss after one day of minicamp.
You know what else stands out to me? Remember a few years ago, everybody's talking about Jamar Chase's drops?
Oh, yeah, I
that's
remember that.
right.
That was a huge story.
Got the dropsies. Can't catch the NFL ball.
You people forget, there's like 5 people there. They're taking every rep.
Yeah.
And every coach is just looking only at you. And you're like,
Right.
dog, am I going to get to rotate in or take a break and get some water? Nah.
Yeah, it is crazy. I just don't think you learn much.
By the way, this used to be
DeJuan Jones was a stud last year.
This used to be a big deal when there were holdouts. We don't really have rookie holdouts anymore, but the Browns have signed all their draft picks except for Mike Hall. Everybody else signed today. So,
which is very good. We love to see that.
Yeah.
All right, we've talked Cavs. We've talked Browns. We're taking a break. When we come back, Cy Clase? Is that possible? Can a closer win the Cy Young? That discussion in the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show comes right back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Time now to talk baseball. Guardians tough loss last night, 3-2.
Yeah.
They lost at Comiskey. And that's just a team that you really don't want to lose to. They have 3 more there before they wrap up the series. We're going to talk about Emmanuel Clase, who's been just fantastic. He's done everything that you've wanted him to do. He's only had 1 or 2 dings all year. Can he be Cy Young?
by the way, before I answer that question, proof that Jay is old. He called it Comiskey.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's a lot more.
Wait a minute.
It's
There's
US
a lot more
Cellular,
proof
right?
that shows I'm old than me calling it Comiskey.
That's true, but a lot of
What is it, Comerica? No, that's Detroit.
I have no idea what it's
US
called.
Cellular. It's US Cellular.
U.S. Cellular.
I knew it wasn't Comiskey anymore, but
Hey.
I have no idea. They change it every 2 years.
You're lucky I call Progressive
I
and
know.
not Jacobs Field.
I still call it the Jake.
Yeah,
It's
it
actually
is.
not US Cellular anymore. You're right. It's
They changed it.
guaranteed rate field. It changed again.
Guaranteed rate, right? Yeah.
Which is
Who
why,
knows?
you
They
know,
must need that bread.
So keep calling it Comiskey. I don't know.
It's always Comiskey.
I love Emmanuel Clase. He's had a magnificent first almost quarter of the season at this point. He is probably, I guess, I mean, he's the best closer in baseball. I'm trying to say probably. Is there anybody? I actually think, what's his name on the Yankees, whose name is escaping me, has not given up a run at all.
Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes, right. But I'd still take Emmanuel Clase. He's as good as he gets.
And Holmes has double-digit saves, too, by the way.
However, he's not winning a Cy Young.
No,
there's no chance he's going to win.
No.
We've had one closer win a Cy Young since 1993, and that was Eric Gagne. And Eric Gagne was in 2003.
Yeah.
Which was really, but first of all, the new school writers who vote rely way more on analytics, and closers don't fit the bill on analytics. However, if you look at the last closer to win a Cy Young, Eric Gagne in 2003, as great as Clase, some of those numbers are, like Clase's got a lower ERA. I think Gagne finished with like a 1.20 ERA, but we're only at the quarter pole of the season.
Sure.
And for a closer, you have one bad day, your ERA's never getting under 1 again.
Give up 3 runs.
Right, exactly. But Gagne that year, I don't remember the exact numbers. If you want to look it up and correct me, I believe, first of all, he had, I want to say 55 saves that year.
It's incredible.
Which is absurd. And I believe I think he pitched like 70 innings, 80 innings, and he had like 140 strikeouts or something. It was like absurd. Clase's averaging a little over a strikeout per inning, which is good.
But you know
Gagne,
what? That's good for anybody now in baseball.
Yeah,
Starters
right.
can do that.
But
I got his numbers, Bull. You want his numbers real quick?
I'm going to say
It was 55 saves.
Let me say a 120 ERA, 55 saves. I'm going to say 139 strikeouts in 73 innings.
Very close. He had a 120 ERA. He had 55 saves. He pitched 82 and a third innings. He had 137 strikeouts.
I mean,
see, that's unusual too. That he would have pitched so many of his appearances.
He did 2 innings,
more than an inning.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you got your 3 outs, done. Even in an extra inning game.
Yeah, but
I
he
want
averaged
my
like
closer.
15 strikeouts per 9 innings.
He was absolutely unhittable.
Unhittable.
But I think they've realized that was a mistake in
Right.
giving it to, because Mariano Rivera didn't win a Cy Young.
No.
Like, he's the best closer ever to do it. Trevor Hoffman.
No.
Who also pitched for the Padres.
Well, you look at some of the other guys on the all-time list, Billy Wagner, Lee Smith, they never won Cy Youngs.
There were some guys on the list that make you say, he won a Cy Young.
Right.
But I just don't think it's going to happen again.
No.
It's just like a special teams player winning Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, it's a little different because it's happened, but not for a long time.
Like you guys always say, you break it down into eras. Like, in this era, it's never going to happen.
Now, but Bull, that's a good point, and I co-sign it. But I'll push back on that a little bit and say this era is unlike any we've ever seen before. We will never have another 300-game winner.
Nope.
That is stunning.
I don't even know that we're going to have
when
many
I was a
200
kid,
game
there was
winners.
a 300 winner popping up every 2 or 3 years.
I don't know that we're going to have that many 200-game winners anymore.
And in the micro bowl,
yes.
How many 20-game winners do we have now?
Almost never.
Never.
Almost doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it is a different era. It's definitely more specialized, to your point of special teams player. So I think it could happen, but it's going to take a Rivera-type season where you're like 51 for 52.
Right.
And Jose Mesa pitched in this, now obviously Gagne won his after Mesa was at his best.
Yeah.
Jose Mesa had years where he was damn near perfect, and he didn't win one.
And it would have to be a year also where there's no pitcher having a great season, no starter having an elite season.
We've got some starters this year that are having pretty good seasons.
Yeah, I mean, right now I want to say
Cutter Crawford's having a hell of a season.
He's having an amazing season. Tarek Skubal from the Tigers.
He's having a good season.
He's having a great season. Actually, the Red Sox got 2 pitchers. What's his name? Who's pitching today? What?
No, he's just saying 30 seconds.
Tanner Houck also.
Yes.
He's having a tremendous
But
season.
I think it would have to be one of those years where somebody leads the league in wins with 15.
Right.
Nobody's
have an ERA over 3.
ERA is you're right.
Like 3.20 is the best ERA.
But he's got to be damn near perfect, and he's already had some slip-ups.
Yeah, and Clase's been phenomenal. This is zero knock at him. It's not about him.
It's more the game than what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right, we are taking a break. When we come back, NFL player crossing over to the NBA or NBA players crossing over to the NFL. Which of those groups would have the most success? This is a barbershop type. I like this. We're going to do it next. Welcome back. It's time for our barbershop debate.
Yeah.
And we were yelling and screaming in the studio all through
Yeah.
the commercial break. Mikey set this up. I love the question.
Yeah, so Austin Rivers was on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he was asked, I don't even really know how it came up, but this was his quote, and which led us to the debate we're about to have. Austin Rivers on the Pat McAfee show said, "Where the best athletes in the world are, that's us. I could take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and just put them in the NBA." I'll let you guys start. I know where we all lie on this debate, but
He's right on both. You couldn't take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. You could take 100 and put them in the NBA.
oh my goodness, you're so out of
No,
so
I'm not.
lost on
Now,
this.
I
No, I'm
disagree
not.
with that. I don't think you can put 100.
So Myles Garrett, first of all, how are you going to defend him? Myles Garrett?
If you put Myles Garrett on the minivan, who's getting like the minivan?
Right,
can't
but you
guard
can't
him.
just
No.
bully guys in the NBA. They call fouls. The league is soft now.
Yeah, but you also have to get in guys' ways as they're
Right.
going to the hoop.
But-
Like, you're going to do that once or twice, and they're going to be like, yeah, that's not good
But
for
we don't-
business.
But Myles Garrett is not tall enough to play a post position.
no, but he's
he's
big
not-
enough-
we don't
he's
know if he can
big-
shoot.
He's a big body.
I
He's-
hear you. I actually think neither. I'm with you guys that more football players could play basketball than basketball players can play football.
Yes.
But I'm not sure this. I don't really think that 30 of either could play the other.
Well, we're
I agree
talking,
with that. I think 30 is
yeah,
a good
no,
number.
we're talking about, like, I don't think they're going to win roster spots. I'm saying that you could take that many guys and you could put them on the floor for a night, and they're going to do things that make you say, damn, I did not see that coming.
I look at it like this: like you got guys like Julius Peppers that are defensive ends. Julius Peppers played in the ACC. Like it wasn't like he was playing.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma State or something. He was playing Duke in Maryland. Like he came from football and was just playing. But he's wrong. The best athletes aren't basketball players. They're taller, they're longer, but per capita, everybody on the defensive backs, they're all running 4.5s D1. Linebackers now are running in the 4.4s.
I think it goes to also to what is the definition of athlete.
Athletic,
Everybody
right.
has a different. Is it just fast? Is it strength?
To me,
I don't
it's
know.
strength,
To
speed,
me, now I agree.
eye
Overall,
hand.
football players are better, but I would say that LeBron, in my opinion, LeBron James is the greatest athlete I've ever seen.
I would go
And
along with
LeBron
that.
James could have played in the NFL. There's no doubt in my
But
mind.
here's the question.
But overall, I think there's more football players.
How
that
is
can play in the
LeBron
NBA.
James, who is one of the classic floppers in the league?
Yes.
There was video in their opening round series where he got tapped in the head, and you to look at him, you thought he was a soccer player
Here's the difference. I played basketball and I played football.
at a high level in high school.
In Division
both.
One, right? We have the most wins in the state of Ohio, Division One. We won 2 state championships. I found it easier as a football player to play basketball because I was just physical. Like I wouldn't get harmed by taps and finishing layups and doing different things like that. Basketball players are a very unique niche type athlete. But when it comes to like pounding and being able to be durable, and then you're playing with injuries, football players are just more physical. I think they can jump just as good as
That's the
athletes.
key to me.
There'd be a lot of fouls though for basketball players.
There
They-
would
they-
be, but I think that same physicality is going to wear down the basketball player.
I think you guys are missing the big point.
But tell us why we're wrong, because you think it's NBA
I
players.
disagree. I think more NBA guys could have success in the NFL than vice versa.
Why?
What is the most important skill on a basketball court?
Well,
Single most
gosh.
important skill.
I mean,
Shooting.
I'm going to say
Shooting.
shooting.
And I think I, as a D3 former shooter, I'm a pretty damn good shooter.
Sure.
And I think if you put me in the NBA against bad NBA shooters, I would get absolutely destroyed and demolished. I think I could outshoot 95% of the Browns. I think I could outshoot 99% of the NFL.
Well, you're taking your skill set, which was very defined and very specialized.
But that's something you need if you're going to make that transition. It's
It
not
does,
just
but-
the athleticism. There's a skill involved in
Well,
basketball.
there is plenty of skills involved in
was
football
Charles Barkley
too.
a great shooter?
No.
Was he a great basketball player?
Yes. But
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Charles Barkley could have been
But Mike,
an incredible
if-
football player
but
too.
wait a
Zion
second.
Could have. That's why I
Williamson
went to Barkley.
Could be an incredible defensive
But Mike,
end if
the
he played football.
equivalent of you in Division III football would say the opposite of what you're saying. So that doesn't prove anything.
I think Zion Williamson, just like Julius Peppers made the transition, but vice versa, Zion Williamson could go to the NFL. He's
Zion
the
Williamson can't even last in an NBA season. He's going to last in the NFL.
NFL build as a defensive
I
end.
just think the one thing that you're not spending enough time on in your argument is the durability, the toughness.
Yeah.
What happens the first time they get smacked when they come over the middle?
I think
and they've never been hit like that before in their life.
I think the current NFL players would do well playing 80s and early 90s basketball.
Yes, I agree with that. We're out of time. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Go Cavs!
Let's go!
We'll see you back here on Monday. Hopefully we're talking about a big win.
Peace.